Hello gamers, I am back with another epic YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about the Apex drivers, these new drivers that will help with Switch emulation on the AYN Thor. Boom! Boom! These drivers are kind of special. Currently, I think they're on the Turnip T30 drivers, I think, are the current ones right now, and they're good, but there's always been one game that I've had trouble with running on the Switch, actually two games. I'll be testing those two games today. The first one is Tears of the Kingdom. Now, Tears of the Kingdom, every driver I had tested up until this point, you would get black boxes, black bars and black boxes randomly, and the performance was just generally not good on Tears of the Kingdom on the Thor. Breath of the Wild, on the other hand, ran really well. So I had no complaints about that one. It was just Tears of the Kingdom, and that was a real bummer for me because I really wanted to do my Tears of the Kingdom playthrough on the Thor. I played it a little bit on PC emulation and a little bit on the Switch itself, but I never ended up finishing it, and I really wanted to play it all the way through on the Thor. And I think that could be possible now with these new drivers called the Apex drivers. I had to download these Apex drivers off of a GitHub repository. They don't actually show up if you're using Eden Nightly, where you can just fetch them right from there. So you will have to go download them separately, and I'll put the link in the description, but I'll show you how it performs. So here we have Tears of the Kingdom, and as you can see, it's running really well. It's maintaining its usual 30 frames per second, which is kind of what you want on a Switch. 60 FPS is still kind of out of the question, but 30 is what we were aiming for, and what you'll notice is no black bars. Yay! No black squares and black bars randomly popping up all over the place, which is a huge W. Those were so annoying, and for me anyway, made the game pretty much unplayable. But now, everything runs well. Like, it's kind of like it's just magic. It's all working properly, and I feel like it's actually at a point where you could play it through and it not feel that different from using a Switch itself. So I'm really happy about that. I have some old footage here of what it used to look like on the Mr. Purple drivers. I think I was using T like 26 or something like that. So it is a bit older. It's not using the current T30 drivers, but it is still the same issue. And you'll notice we are getting these black squares everywhere. They're super annoying, and they're not always apparent, but when you see them, they're kind of hard to miss. But it's like these flickering black boxes. It's almost like a shadow error or a shadow issue, but comparing the old to the new, it's night and day. It's so much better with these new Apex drivers, and the issue is basically resolved. So I can safely say that Tears of the Kingdom runs just as well as Breath of the Wild now, which I'm super stoked about. But what I was worried about is, okay, that's great. We have the Apex drivers fixing this really niche issue for one specific game. What about some other games? The other game that I had issues running was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. That game would not boot at all. It would just go black screen and then crash immediately, crash the whole app. Now, I did notice one thing is I downloaded the newest Eden Nightly. I don't know why, but I wasn't getting updates. And I think that was the bigger part of the issue, not necessarily the drivers I was using. But with the newest version of Eden Nightly, along with the Apex drivers, I was able to run it no problem. One thing, though, that is important to note if you do want to play this game, Tomodachi Life, is you need to enable a very specific keyboard in order to type anything in. Otherwise, you will get this error. The pronunciation can't be read. Please enter a pronunciation using characters that can be read. And you'll essentially get stuck in a loop where you hit OK, you get the pop-up again, you hit OK, you hit pop-up again, whatever. So in Eden Nightly, you'll need to go into your settings and then advanced settings. In there, you'll be able to see applets. When you press on applets, you'll have the option software keyboard. If you tap on that, it should say custom front end. You want to switch that to real applet. What that will do is it will, instead of giving you the Eden provided keyboard, it'll give you the actual Switch keyboard. This is really important because for some reason the Eden provided keyboard does not work. You'll need to use the actual Switch keyboard. So this essentially just enables that. Now, once that's enabled, another very important part, do not use the touchscreen. If you use the touchscreen to try and type, you essentially just kind of brick your current running process, and you'll need to reboot the game all over again. So you'll need to use the physical controller on the Thor to use the keyboard, essentially. I don't know why this is how it works. It just is. I tried typing on it and nothing would work. And then even using the controller after that, after using the touchscreen, also didn't work. So you'll want to stay away from the top touchscreen completely when you are typing. Other than that, the game runs perfectly fine. This is my first time playing the game, so I had no idea what I was doing. But after that, everything worked perfectly. I made a pretty basic default looking fella named Bob and gave him a robot voice.
Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
He is 67 years old, and everything seemed to work, and it ran really well. We never dipped too far below 30 frames per second. That's pretty much what we're aiming for, and it works super well. So I can say with the Apex drivers and the latest version of Eden Nightly, everything works for both Tomodachi Life and Tears of the Kingdom. Now, just to make sure that this Apex driver is everything it says it is and doesn't cause any other issues with other games, I did decide to try some other games. I tried Super Mario Odyssey. People have been giving me shit in my comments for saying Mario, and I guess it's Mario. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care enough, dog. That's my bad. He always says his name is Mario. So you're right. I know that's the right way to say it. I don't know why I say it wrong. But anyway, whatever, man. Mario. Potato, tomato, you know? But it all works. I got like steady 60 across the board. And usually this game can also have issues as well. This game is one of the harder games to run on Switch emulation, but we got full 60. I was actually shocked by this, and I had no issues whatsoever. I played all the way like through to the first stage, and it ran like butter. So these Apex drivers are they're doing some work. They're putting in the work for sure. So I was super happy about that, and I'll show you a little bit of gameplay here, of course. But yeah, there's no issues at all with that, and there were no weird like settings I had to tweak or anything like that. I have tested this game before on other drivers, and it was running well for me, but I hadn't played a whole lot of this game, and I guess some other people found some crashing issues in the game, specifically in that first level where you're using that spiky ball dude to like slingshot and break a wall. I don't know what that guy's called either, and I'm not even going to try and say the name correctly because I won't get it right. But that was crashing the game for people, and in my case with these drivers, it didn't crash at all. So, big W. Yay, Mario Odyssey works. And then finally, the classic, I tried out Mario Kart, just to make sure that works. And funnily enough, with the Apex drivers, if you don't have the newest update applied to Mario Kart, I think it's version 3. I think it's just version 3. If you don't have that update applied, your performance will be dog shit. Like, doesn't matter what driver you're using, it will be ass. You'll get like 40 to 30 FPS, which is really bad because it's trying to run it at 60. So if it's trying to run it at 60 and you're only getting 40 frames per second, you're only gonna get 80% of the game's speed. Because remember, a lot of Nintendo games, the speed is bound to the FPS. So it'll slow right down. It won't necessarily become super stuttery, it will just slow down time in the game. And of course your frames drop, so it does get stutterier, if that's a word. But you need to apply that update 3.0, and I also added the DLC. With all of that working, it ran just as well, if not better, than the other T30 driver that I had also tested. So all in all, the Apex drivers are definitely the ones you want to be using for now, especially if you want to play Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think they matter as much for the other games. I honestly, the Tomodachi Life issue, I think was an issue with my Eden Nightly version. I think I was running an old version, and that's why I couldn't get it to run, but it runs super well. Anyway, guys, shorter video here. I'm trying to release more and not make them as long. The last one was like 30 minutes long, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I have another video on the way for just general testing. Tested some PC games. If there's any other last minute games you guys want me to check out that don't cost an arm and a leg, let me know. You guys put a lot of games in there that are 80 bucks, man. I don't know if I can justify that, but I would pick up a couple of games just to check. But damn, bro, these games cost a lot of money, and respectfully, I don't think I'd play them. I don't think I'd play them all. I'm a Counter-Strike and Rocket League sort of dude, and World of Warcraft, that's a banger. I thought about trying Counter-Strike, not a good idea though, because I don't want to get VAC banned. I got skins and stuff, and then my life is over if I don't have my skins anymore. So anyway, thank you for watching this epic Liam A6 YouTube video. I'm gonna release another video very soon. Don't worry. I remembered my password, guys. We'll be okay. Anyway, bye-bye now. Later. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Download the Apex drivers, links in the description, and subscribe. Thanks. I hit 2K subscribers, so everyone congratulate me in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.